Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have the last one in the series of the port vintages of Dalmore, of the Dalmore. It's a 20-year-old whiskey, vintage 1996, and this time it has 45% ABV, and the price, well, is quite steep, above 500 euros, dollars, pounds. The same box as before, and on the back again tasting notes of Richard Patterson, which are very important that a well-knowing connoisseur had written these tasting notes and not some marketing people. Aroma: black currants, rich coffee beans, and praline chocolate. Gingerbread in the palate, damson plums, and passion fruit. Passion fruit is good. Finish: caramelized pineapple, sanguinello, blood oranges, and marzipan. Yeah. So quite a impressive tasting note. And this bottle is more brown, not that reddish color as the others had. There are different casks in use, called, I have to read it from the paper, called Kolheiter casks. And those Kolheiter casks, well, I wasn't very successful in finding out what the particular features of those casks are. They were used for 30 years, not for 20 years as the Tawny Port casks in the other two vintages of Dalmore were used, but now these casks for 30 years in the solera system of the bodega, where you take out the matured sherry or port wine from the row below, and then sherry is added from the top, so that there is always some mixture between the vintages, and you can still find some molecules from 1841 when they started, or 15 they started their experience in those casks, but no, you won't. But they might be quite old. I put a video on here on my vlog about my visit at a sherry bodega in Jerez, difficult language, Jerez. There you can see those dark casks in those old stone warehouses. And when they are very old, those casks, say 20, 30 years, then they are replaced because they are exhausted, and the tannins and the aromas from the cask aren't, or the vanilla and the caramel aren't no longer transferred into the port wine or the sherry, and then they have to be replaced against new ones. And these casks are shipped to the Dalmore and then filled with whiskey, which matured for 18 years in ex-bourbon casks, and then they were filled in those casks, and now they add the fruitiness of the port wine, which was sedimented in the porous walls and filled those pores, and those come into the whiskey and give these extreme aromas. But the tannins are no longer there because the port wine has taken them away, but the port wine is fortified only afterwards, after the maturation. Then it's fortified with a brandy made from the same grapes, and the casks are only exhausted by 40.5–50% of alcohol in the port wine. And if you fill whiskey in it, there is still more to come out with those 40% or 63.5%. Is 40% more, at least, even more. Yeah. long speech, make things short. Again, this small flacon. It looks so much like perfume bottles. Yeah. A lot more than the 18-year-old. Really, definitely, extremely. And there are those coffee beans. Yeah. And the fruitiness, if that's currant, or black currant, or whatever, can't tell you. Or this passion fruit. It's aromatic, and together with this coffee, and there is caramel in it, and these coffee notes together with the caramel give this praliné smell. Yeah, some vanilla showing through. A wonderful, complex, full aroma. Yeah, during my first sip, quarter of an hour ago, I wasn't able to taste the blood oranges, but now they are there, extremely. Full blood orange, mouth-watering. More fruits, probably these pineapples or passion fruit or currants. And a hint of marzipan, probably from the oak. Yeah, oh, really good. The finishing period is not only 2 years, as with the other 2 bottlings, but 3 years, and the casks are 10 years older. So this brings a difference. This brings the slightly different color in the whiskey, the more brownish than the reddish tone. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much to the distributor who gave me those small miniatures for these tastings. Otherwise, I might not have opened this very old or this very expensive bottle, because I had an old Dalmore already, 25 years of age, which was extremely deep, dark, full, and even more expensive than this one. So Dalmore, developed very, very special maturation processes, which we are able to, to have our whiskey from. Thank you very much for watching.